In this screencast, I will show you how can we install Illuminate database package outside Laravel, and how can we use Composer for autoloading and installing any package from the packages.org. How can we integrate Bootstrap in our project using some front-end dependency manager called npm. As a final outcome, this is the things we are going to make. It's a very tiny things, but it actually helps you to use Composer effectively. And how can we use autoloading in PHP? And there is navigation, there is three things: home, create department, create subject. So in the front page, we are seeing some subject is under some department. Suppose under physics department sub-subject, under chemistry department sub-subject. If I click on create department, here I can make a new department. In the create subject, here I can make a new subjects under some department. Suppose in the create department, I make a new department called biology. So now if I go to create subject, I can choose biology from here. Suppose I make the subject name microbiology. If I click on add subject, and if I go to home page, you will see there is new department added called biology, which is under microbiology. This is very tiny things, I mean tiny project, but it actually helps you to understand a lot of things, like the modern PHP workflow, and how can we autoload in PHP using Composer, how can we install anything from the packages.org using Composer. You will understand the eloquent relationship, which actually helps you to make very big query in a small footprint. I make a folder called college. I am opening my Sublime editor, and I am dragging the college folder to my Sublime editor. Go to the packages.org. Packages.org. If I search here illuminate database, this is the Illuminate database. So in order to install, the command is composer require illuminate database. I already made a screencast regarding how can you install PHP, MySQL and Composer, and how can you set up, configure those things in your machine, Windows machine. So if you don't know about those things, I think that would be better to go and watch my videos. And if you don't watch my videos, there are actually plenty of videos in YouTube. You can go through other people's video as well. How can people can configure Composer and those things. So anyway, in order to install the Illuminate database package, Composer require Illuminate database. So thing is, this database package depend on another package called events, Illuminate events. So I actually install the both package in order to use the Illuminate database package. So I'm opening my command prompt. I'm cd into my desktop, and cd into my folder name is college. So here I will download those things. This is Composer require illuminate / database, and another package is illuminate / events. You don't need type those things, you actually get those things from here, and you just copy those things here and paste it in your command prompt. Anyway, so thing is, there are actually a lot of files, so it will take huge time in order to install in your machine. So you have to be patient about that. And if it's the first time in your PC to installing those packages, it will take huge time. So in my case, it actually will download from cache, since I already download those things. Still, it will take huge time. So my Illuminate package downloaded successfully. So I have to connect with my database. So they already give some instruction, like that will be the connection script actually. So I'm copy those things. I'm opening my Sublime, and here you'll find out there is three things. One is vendor folder, composer.json folder, composer.log. In composer.json file, you will find out all the packages we install, like Illuminate database, Illuminate events. In the vendor folder, all the packages, it will be installed actually inside the vendor folder. So I'm making a file called db.php. So here I'm starting the PHP and pasting all those code. So here, this is the database name, this is the username, and this is the password name. So first I have to make a database. So I starting my XAMPP control panel. So I'm starting my SQL. So I first have to log into my database. So I'm using MySQL, my user is root, I don't have any password. So now I'll create a database. So say create database college. So I have created a database name with college. Now I'm log out my MySQL, and here I'll give the credential. My database name is college and username is root anyway, and I don't have password. So this is my database connection. So here is the thing. So this db.php, it will require my every file. In my future, the file I'm going to create, every file need db.php. So every time I have to actually record this autoload.php file in order to use all the packages which I will install through the composer.json file. So composer.json, Composer also have something called autoloading features that will actually help us to register our any file into the autoload.php file. So here I am registering our db.php. So autoload. So I'm calling files. Here file's name is db.php. So I have to dumping those autoload.php. So in order to dump those things, command is composer dump-autoload. So it generating autoload files. This file they generate again. So whether those things actually successfully dumping or not, I can check through here composer, and that is autoload files. You will find out this is the thing. It's adding here. So that means my db.php successfully dumping into this here. It's already registered into the autoload. Now I can add those file anywhere. Now we need to make the two tables, one for departments, another for subjects. So first we need to require vendor autoload.php. In every file actually we require that. So we will use the schema builder in order to make the table. So if I go here, you'll find out something called schema, capsule schema. Then using the create method we can make a table. So we can copy from here, or rather I'll write from scratch. That will actually make you more understandable. Then go to vendor, illuminate, database, and that is capsule actually, and this is the manager. So I'll use those things as a schema builder and use those things. Then file name is manager, class name is manager, then manager. Okay, they actually did that way. They making a alias manager at capsule, then they are calling capsule here. So we can do same thing using that way. Since manager also good name, schema, and we are going to create a table. So table name is say departments, and function say table. Every table certainly has a field called column id, which actually the auto increment and primary key. So they already have a function for that is called increments. So this is id. So another thing is timestamp for created and updated time, stamps. So for the department I need a name table. So it's actually a string. So say name. So that's all. That will actually make a departments table. But sometimes that could be a good practice to make it table, and before making a table we have to drop those table. That could be a good thing, since I won't get any error if those table already exist. And another thing, if anytime I want to flash those things, I can easily, if I make a create table command, that will flash all the existing departments and the subjects table. So that is manager schema, and the method name is drop if exist. So the table name is departments. So I'm copying the whole thing for the subjects. So in the subject field there will be the another thing called department ID. Among using those department ID we can keep track the subject in which department. And that should be unsigned. Okay, if you don't put unsigned, that is also okay, but it's a kind of good thing if you give unsigned. I mean, that shouldn't be any negative below. Unsigned means that things. Okay, so now I will make a command. I mean, I will execute this file, this create table. So php create table. Okay, generating autoload file. Excuse me, fatal error. Illuminate database capsule manager not found. Okay, I actually making the spelling mistake here. This is actually the manager, manager. So currently I'm not getting error. That means I think successfully I have created a table, created two tables. So I'm logging into MySQL again. So here I have to use our database, which actually name college. And here if I command show tables, so here two tables, departments and subjects. If I describe those things, so two tables has created, and inside this departments we have ID, name, created and updated, and this is actually generated by the timestamp method, and this is from the increments method, or this is from the string method. So here as well same, here is another thing called department ID. It actually the keep track the subject in under which department. So we created a table. Now we have to make a model. So model actually make the relationship with this database table. So how there is a convention in order to make a model. Okay, I first make a folder models. So what actually the convention for the making a models. So suppose I have two database, one is departments, another is subjects. By convention, model name is a singular form of the table name. So since it's a departments, my model name will be department, and the first word, I mean first letter should be uppercase. Same thing also goes for the subject. So I'll making a two file. One is department.php, another thing is subject.php. So in department, I'm starting my PHP. I make a class called department. So thing is, in order to make it a model, we have to extend the eloquent model, which actually come under this illuminate package. So you will find out those things, illuminate database, then something called eloquent, and this model. We have to actually extend those model class. So we have to use those things. So we are extending model. So here I have to tell some properties. So first property will be the table properties. So in our case it is departments, and second protected property will be the guarded or fillable. I can say GUA ARD GUARDED guarded is nothing. We are not going to guard any column of this table. And there is another things called fee level. Fee levels kind of some, if you use guarded, you don't need use fee level. If you use fee level, you don't need is guarded. So fee level work that way. So suppose in my case, I want to make the name column fee level of this department table. So we only have the name column, and in suppose there will be the suppose 10 column, and you want to fee level only 3 or 4. In that case, actually we use fee level, and guarded actually the opposite. I mean, if you suppose there is a 10 column and you want to guard only single column, so in this case guarded will be the best suitable for you. In our case, I keep it empty, so it actually guarded nothing. And another thing, so here we kept table equal to departments, but we already followed a convention, which is the model convention, which will be the singular form of the table name, and the first letter will be the uppercase. So we don't need those things. So it's already done the department model. I'm copy the whole thing into subject model. So there is a relationship in between department and subject. So relationship is each department has lot of subjects, and subjects belongs to a single department. So we can make a relationship using some eloquent function, public function, subjects, that will return this has many subject class. So here you may find out I kept the subject name subjects. This is because the department has a lot of subjects. So I will make the reverse relationship in the subject. So their public function, that will be the department. Excuse me, D will be the smaller case. That will return this belongs to department class. So our relationship is done. So now I need to autoload those things, I mean subject and department. So I can just give the path here after say models, then department.php. If I make autoloading using the file way, but there is another very simplest way, that is called classmap. So I just keep the folder name here. So if I autoloading here right now, composer dump-autoload. Okay, generating autoload files. So whether those things successfully autoloading, I can check here using the something called autoload class map. You'll find out it's loading 2 files, department and subject. Okay. Now I will create a file, say index.php. Another file, say create department.php. Create subject.php. So I personally prefer the Bootstrap framework. So I'm installing using the npm. Okay, npm is kind of like a composer which actually use the front-end people. We can suppose in case of Bootstrap, I have to download jQuery, I have to install Bootstrap, I have to install Popper.js. But so I have to open my Google Chrome, I have to go to the each individual website, then I have to install. But using the composer, I mean using the npm, this dependency manager, I can easily install in my command line. So npm install, and installing npm, I mean it's pretty easy. If you just install the node.js, just next, that will install the npm. So we people actually installing node.js only for using the npm, not for the node.js itself. So npm install bootstrap jQuery popper.js. So that will install the 3 package. So bootstrap 4, popper.js and jQuery have been downloaded. So I go to my index file, HTML5. So that is kind of demonstration of illuminate database package and autoloading in composer. Okay, the autoloading I'm following, this is called PSR2. So I'm linking first the bootstrap CSS, which actually inside node.js, bootstrap distribution folder, then CSS, bootstrap CSS or bootstrap min.css. So in case of the JavaScript, first I need the jQuery script source. That will be the node modules jQuery dist jQuery. Okay, now I have to require the popper.js node modules popper.js, then distributor, and something called UMD, I mean universal modulars. So this is popper.js. They have actually 3 versions, UMD and the vanilla Java, I mean the ES6 as well. This is actually the vanilla JavaScript, I mean popper.js. Then finally our bootstrap itself, node modules bootstrap, then JS, excuse me, dist JS, bootstrap JS. Okay, think about it's kind of very pain. Suppose in order to install using bootstrap, I have to pick the 4 things: bootstrap min.css, jQuery JS, popper.js and bootstrap.js, and everything need to link in my HTML file. But the composer is amazing. What actually do, whatever package I required, I mean if there is 100 package, in every scenario I will require only the single file. This is called autoload file. So this is my header and this is my actually footer. So in my every other page I need exactly same thing. So I should split those things. So I make another file, keep a folder, say partial header.php, cut all those things and pasting here, and that will be our footer.php, partial footer.php. So in index.php I'll require header, partial header.php, partial footer.php. So in between I'll wrote my code, whatever code I like. So first I will include the bootstrap navigation. Go to getting started, then component, from the component we'll select the navbar, and I'm copying this navbar. So I should paste it in the header section, since this component should be need everywhere. So I'm deleting this form element. I don't need form. I'm deleting this thing as well, deleting this thing as well. So I actually need 3 things for creating department, creating subjects and index page. So that will be our index.php file. That is home.home. Then I'm copying the whole thing, say, so that will be the create department. That is create subject. and another thing is navbar. So that will be the index.php, and instead of navbar I keep name college. So now if I take a look, I make a server php localhost colon 8000. So I'm copying those things and opening the localhost 8000. So this is the college, home, created department, create subject. So now I will make the create department. So here I need first header, which is under partial header.php, and footer partial footer.php. Inside I make a container. Okay, margin, and it should be margin of 5. And here I will make a form. So form action will be the same page, so I don't need any action, and method will be the post. So here actually I need only single input field. This is name field for keeping the department name. So I make a form group, say label name, department name. So input will be name, id will be name. So another bootstrap helper class called form control. I will make another form group. For button, say button. So the type will be submit, and class will be say button outline info. So that will be say add a department. So I'm saving whole thing, and if I go to the create department page, you will find out this is the page we just created. So my user interface is ready. Now whenever someone click on here, I should add a row inside the department table. So in top of my file, I will check whether those form is submitted or not using the isSet function. So if isSet, say first name, if those thing is set, that means our form is submitted. So here I will actually insert those things. So first I need require the autoload file, which is under vendor autoload.php. Then we will insert something inside the department. So we will use department insert. It's a very simple function which actually inserting data into our departments table. So I'll make a array. So here only single field called name. Okay, we can put the created and updated as well, but only for the demonstration purpose, I'll make it empty right now. I mean making it null. So name will be getting from the first name. So suppose initially we keep a empty message equal to nothing. So if we insert something, I will give a message equal to data inserted successfully. So before form, I will make another section for showing the message. So message will be show only when message has some data. So I will check here using the if statement, php if starting here, and php and if will be ending here. So here I will tell empty message. If this is not a empty message, in this case it will actually show the error. So I mean error or success. Actually we are not handling any error cases, so it's only success. So okay, in this case I will give a alert success, alert. So now suppose I make a department called physics at department. So data inserted successfully. Anyway, my alert is not getting any style. Okay, my success spelling is wrong actually. This is the reason. So I making another department called chemistry, chemistry. at department, data inserted successfully. So whether those data successfully actually inserted or not, I can check through here. I'm opening the another instance of the command from MySQL. User is root, use college. So select everything from my data table name is departments. So you'll find out I actually successfully inserted two row physics and chemistry. Like create departments, we will now make the create subjects. So I'm copying the whole thing since the structure is more or less same. This is the subjects. Here as well I will check those things, but here I need another thing called department ID. So I'm changing the content here a little bit. So that will be the subject name. At subject, and there will be the another form group for the form. There will be another form group label for this is for department. So that will be a select box actually. So select name, I'll keep the department. And I give a bootstrap helper class called form control. So here there will be option, suppose option value 1, so that will be the physics. Say option value 2, that will be the chemistry. So if I go to create subject, you will find out subject name and department, physics and chemistry. But those physics and chemistry is kind of hard coded. That should be come from the database. So as well, I will have to get the all departments from the database. So after requiring here, I'll departments equal department model all. It will actually give us all the departments inside from the department table. So here I will loop those my departments thing using the for each loop. So PHP for each departments as department PHP and for each. So for the value, that will be the department ID, and for the name, that will be the department name. So now I think now it will be dynamically generated through from my database. Now it actually coming from database. Department physics, chemistry. I can select from here. Okay, now as usual, like create department, I will first check whether those form is submitted or not. Once it's submitted, we will actually insert into the subjects table. So here instead of department, it will be subject, insert, this field name is department ID. So let's see whether those thing is successful or not. So I'm reloading create subject again. So say subject name is quantum physics and department is physics. Data inserted successfully. Now I make another subject, say PHYSE physics. So I make another subject for chemistry, say So department is chemistry, add subject. So another thing is say micro chemistry, so that is under chemistry, add subject. So now take a look whether those things actually inserted or not. Select everything from subjects. So you will find out those quantum physics and fundamental of physics successfully inserted, and its department ID is 1. So here department ID actually 1 means physics, and organic chemistry and microchemistry department ID is 2. Here chemistry ID 2 means is chemistry. So in the index space we actually show those things. So we make our relationship, but we never use those things. In index.php we actually use those relationship. So here as usual I make a container. Inside container I make say s2, say all departments with subject. So keep a hr tag here for making a line horizontally. So first I need all the departments. So in order to getting all the departments require the autoload file, vendor/autoload.php. Then here I will need all my departments, department all. So here I will actually loop through all my departments. So as usual I will make a for each loop, for each departments as department, and for each. So here suppose I make another heading, say s4 department name. So suppose here I will show all the subjects under this department. So I need to make another loop of the subjects of this department. So we already make a relationship in our departments model. Every department has a lot of subjects. So using this relationship we actually get the all subject of this certain department. So here for each, php for each. So this is department and subjects. This is the eloquent relation actually. So as the single subject. So I need to end this for each loop and for each. So here actually I'm listing all the subject of this department. Subject name. So okay, I give some bootstrap helper class, say list group item. So if I go to home page, you'll find out physics has 2, quantum physics and fundamental of physics, and chemistry has 2 things, organic chemistry and microchemistry. Might be that could be a good thing if I give a little bit of margin and padding to make it look good. So suppose in here I giving a little margin bottom, say 2. I think 2 is sufficient, 2 is spacer. Yeah, 2 is sufficient. So I think that's all. So what actually you learn from here? Number 1, you learn the eloquent model relationship. You learn how can you implement the illuminate database in your vanilla PHP package using the composer. Number 3, you learn composer and how to autoload using composer. There are actually a lot of things you can learn, you can do using composer, but those things could be help you to kind of bootstrap your little, starter project into a very big project. It actually very handy in you make your very big project easily. You will find the source code link the bottom of this tutorial videos, YouTube videos. And please subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching these videos. Take care.